Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Genius Signatures. It's Genius Signatures. So today, like I promised earlier, I was going to be making a tutorial on how I did the bust caging for this beautiful piece. So as at the point I posted the last video tutorial, I have not really concluded the clothes all in all, but here I've finished everything, the wrap effect, and then I beaded the neckline. So this is like the final outlook of. So if you've not watched the tutorial, you can go ahead and watch the cutting process because that was the last video that I uploaded. So like I said, this is the final outcome of the dress, and my client really loved it. So today I'm just going to be showing you how to go about the bust caging part. So now, as you can see, this is the fabric, that is the half length. I've already joined the fabric, so if you want to see how I cut out this bustier, you can check out the tutorial. And I've ironed my stay, and then I ironed open up out the seams, as you can see. So now this is the lining. I've ironed stay on it too, and I ironed my wadding because everything that is going to be done on the lining part. So as you can see, this is exactly the same way it's on the fabric, but this is just the lining part, and this one has a wadding and the stay respectively. So I'm going to be placing this like this. Place one side like this, and then you take it to the sewing machine. Then you're going to be joining this together. I didn't want to show the sewing process. Maybe I should have done that, but maybe subsequently in my future videos I'll be showing the process on how to join this, but that was just like in a haste. That was why I couldn't do that. So now I've gone ahead to join it, and you can see this is the way our bustier is standing, like mount like a mountain. So that is what we have. So if you want, you can go ahead and iron out the seams like that, but I'll just go ahead dive into this tutorial. So at the lower part, that is our under bust measurement. That is where I'm using my marker to indicate. So I'm just going to be drawing out some lines where we'll be using our boning channels to sew. So on the joining, on the bust curves, we're going to be joining one bonings on that place, on that line, like I pointed out now. The under bust, the sides like so, and then I'll be taking my tape measure now to get my bust point measurement, which is very important. You know, after joining now, you may not know it, so just take your tape, get your under bust measurement so that you know actually where your bust point is. So I'll take my tape now. I just went over to take my tape so that I'll indicate the right place where my bust point measurement is supposed to be. So I placed it like this. Just take it like that. Just know that that's your under bust, and then you know your bust point. So you just indicate it like that. Those lines are very essential and critical, especially the bust point and the under bust measurements respectively. They're very important. And then the middle point of this bustier too is very important. So for the neck, I just came down by 1 inch and then drew a line like this. So depending on how many lines you want gauged, you can go ahead and do as many as you want. So right there between the bust point and another bust, I marked another line and then drew the middle line like so. I've already seen the midpoint. That's why I could get the accurate midpoint. But if you want yours, make sure you use your tape to get the midpoint of that. So these are the lines I'm going to be marking, and then on those lines I'm going to be taking my half inch. I made use of half an inch plastic Regilite boning, sewable one, not the one that is not sewable. You know, we have a sewable one, but this one you can sew on it. So I'm just going to basically go ahead and sew this on all the lines. And when I'm sewing on the lines, I'll be sewing on the edges as well. You know, it has pointed edges that sometimes it can choke you, so make sure you sew down on it. As you can see, this is what I did. So make sure you sew on all those edges very well, because if not, or you can use a masking tape to cover those tips, but I sew on it very well so that it will not poke out. So like now, this is what we have. And then I'll be introducing my fiber. This fiber is sold in the market, so when you get to the market, just tell them that you want to buy a fiber and they're going to be selling it to you. So I bought this. They don't sell it in 1 yard or 2 yards. No, there's a way they folded it and they will sell it to you at that amount. So I'm going to be making use of this, my hemming gum. I'll place it on it like this before going over to iron my fiber on it. So this is going to help the fiber to stay in place. So you can use as many as you want because you don't want this falling off. You need it to stay glued to the bust area. So I'm just like taking my time to show this. That's why I did not show it in the tutorial when I was showing the sew cutting process, because I knew that this is going to be taking another time. So that's why I asked if you would want me to make a tutorial on it, and like 3-4 people commented that I should show a tutorial, and this is me fulfilling that promise. So now we're placing this fiber on it like this. I've already gone ahead to cut out the exact that I wanted for the cup area, and then I'm going to be getting a fabric, just like normal fabric or your ironing clothes. You can just get it, place it on this fiber, and use a steam iron to iron this very well. Use a steam iron. So because me, I didn't have lighters at the point I was doing this, so I made use of my stove iron. I don't know if you know stove iron. Stove iron is an iron that you can place on fire and then use. That's why I didn't show you all these places. So, and then I wet the clothes on top like this. I poured water and then used my iron stove to iron it very well. So I will be back to show you how it looks. So this is how it came out to be. So now it's glued to the fabric, so you can see the inside and this is the outside. So you can see that it's glued to the fabric. Now I'm going to be using my my ST, I beg your pardon, to cover up this fiber, because I don't want it just falling off. So if you have an ST, or I would advise an ST, so that it will just stay very well and cover up everything. But if you don't have an ST, you can make use of a fabric, a light fabric or a light lining, because even after using this ST, I gummed the ST on it, I still see the way it came out. I still went ahead and ran a stitch on all the 4 edges of the ST. I've gone the ST as it is like this. I went ahead and then sew it all the way around the 4 edges. That was how I arrived at that. So I don't want station whereby it may come up later or something like that. So I just wanted to secure it very well. So I ran a stitch all over like so. So the next thing is just for you to take your fabric and then turn it with it, and then you have your bust caged, looking beautiful. So I believe this tutorial was explicit enough, but if you feel you have any questions to ask me, I would implore that you leave it in the comment section. I'm going to be leaving my WhatsApp number on the screen, so if you have any questions, you can just send it to me via the WhatsApp and I'll be ready to answer you. So you can see the way it's going to come out. You see how beautiful it looks, and actually my client really loved this. So if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, thank you all and God bless you, and please watch out for my next tutorial. Ciao.